Good morning, Stocktwits crew. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope all you guys have had a great week in the market so far. No, it's been an interesting one for me. I've struggled a little bit more this week, but still managed to do well. But trading NQ and ES futures this week was little shaky for sure. But it picked up yesterday. I'm thinking we maybe get some continuation to the downside today. We'll see. But I got Leah joining me this morning. What's up, Leah? How's the week been for you?
Hi, hello, hello. Yeah, I had a great week this week. I'm having actually really good couple of last 2, 3 weeks. The beginning of the summer was a little bit choppier, and I was traveling a lot, and I picked amazing time to travel because not much was happening. But now, wow,
I know
I
we're
need
getting
a
some movement
break.
now.
Yes, yes, we do. I like it. I like when the market dumps like last week and there is like increased volatility. I can sell options and I can like, actually trade something. So I loved it. It was fun.
It was needed, right? The volatility for a minute there was getting a little low, and I know for me, the sweet spot is kind of in that like $16 to $20 range, right? Anywhere in between there, I'm gonna be generally pretty happy. But we were
Mm-hmm.
getting into that like 15, 14 handle, and that was what was really rough for me.
Oh
So,
yeah. Oh
and that's
yeah.
just you can see it in the market when the market's at all time highs. I mean, thankfully we got a bunch of craziness still going on in the markets to where we still had some moves going on even at all-time highs, but it's definitely tougher, right? So getting this dip, I think, brings back a lot of that volatility, makes for some good moves. I know, this past week has been a little tougher for me, but the previous week I was doing extremely well just with all the volatility that we had. So
Yeah.
want to keep that going. We'll see if we keep that going. But tech is holding up while tariff tensions simmer. Markets were mixed Monday as new tariffs pushed average U.S. imports duties to nearly 18%, their highest level in nearly a century there.
Mm.
Yet tech stayed resilient, lifting the Nasdaq higher thanks to strategic exemptions and AI tailwinds. You guys saw that Monday. We sold off Friday pretty hard, bounced back
Mm-hmm.
Monday, and it kind of seemed like everybody's like, oh, we're saved. And very well could have been, and we might still be. You never know. This market could rebound, but I'm still. Here's the thing: I got the trigger Friday on the higher time frame for a little bit more downside, and we haven't broken that trigger yet. So I'm still in that mindset. Market wants to tell
Mm-hmm.
me I'm wrong. I'm happy to be wrong, but I'm curious how you feel about the bounce back we've seen since Monday, Leah, and whether or not you're feeling is this enough for us to go back to those highs, or do you think we need to take a little bit more of a dive?
Well, I was short last week, as you remember. I was closing my puts on Friday when we were talking, and then I reopened on Monday and yesterday a couple of puts on QQQ and a couple
Mm-hmm.
of on SPY, just to have something. And look, everyone feels the same way. When people they've been trading for decades, and I talk to, they all are in disbelief. They're like, this should not go higher.
Yeah,
But it's
it always
almost
can
like,
though.
yeah, it always can. And just let's think about, we are still in like money printing cycle, and we start lowering rates probably very soon. So the market can go higher, and we can get those pullbacks on the way. I mean, what was the pullback we got on Thursday and Friday? It was 3%, so 3 to 5% was what I was expecting. And I do believe we get more pullbacks this year. And I think they can be bigger. And but the problem is I can't feel. I have to just see what is in front of me. And right now, the SPY was below 20 and 10 moving average. And then it was basically that the chop you're talking about that is really hard to trade for futures or SPX traders was on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because we were
Hmm.
almost in the straight line and we are basically compressed between the 10 and 20 moving averages. And we broke out of it yesterday. So I had my level on SPY 63.33 and 63.40 around that range. And when I told myself when we break out, I'm going to go long and I'm going to go heavily long. And I didn't go heavily, but I went long yesterday into many high beta names. And yeah, so now I have open trades. When the market goes sideways, I do not open so many trades. I was really still basically for first 2 3 days of the week. I had two huge trades that went really well for me, and each of those trades was like 5 to 7 hours. So two trades this weekend, and I made like with the trailing stops, it was like 12 hours total.
Oh, that's
That's why
huge.
I'm saying, yeah,
Oof,
huge.
12 hour.
Yes.
That's huge.
Yeah.
I'm looking Leah
Yeah.
on my
Yeah.
futures trades. I'm like I'm happy. Sometimes I'll take a 1-to-1 trade depending on it is, but I'm usually looking for like a 2 hour, 3 hour. So 12 hours huge.
Huge.
That's
Yeah. The
awesome.
one was seven
Good
and then
stuff.
one was five something. Yeah. Because
Very
I
nice.
have a little spreadsheet where I write everything down. So, people say, oh, you should have your journal. Okay, it's great. But when you're trailing out, how do you count the risk to reward? I sell
Exactly. It
25% in certain
changes.
price. Yeah, it changes. So I have this all automated
Hence
and
why
I
I don't
just
scale out of
type
positions
in.
much.
But that's a
I
good technique to do, though.
Yeah, I'm very it's very it depends on the position for me for
Yes.
sure, and
Yeah.
depending on my risk to reward, but yeah, you're right, it skews your risk to reward, right? You have to be able to calculate that and account for the
Mm,
differences when you're scaling out for sure.
yeah.
um
But
we
I'm sitting on
saw.
too much cash right now. I think
Yeah.
I'm total on all my portfolios up probably 40% cash. And it's okay because I'm reopening new things and I'm patient. I don't care. Like Tesla looks pretty good to me for breakout. Of course, it's a symmetrical triangle, so it can go both ways. But
I like Tesla right now too. It's just so
mm-hmm.
quiet.
Mm.
But the funny thing too about even having a lot of cash right now, it's nice because even when the market's at all time highs and you feel like there might not be a ton of opportunities to distribute that cash, you can. There's so many opportunities now. Like
Oh, so many.
you could obviously
Yeah,
just like sell options yourself, or there's so many income ETFs that you can like park your cash in for a few months and wait until a dip comes that you want. Like there's just so many opportunities out
so
there. So
many. Yeah.
really good
I was
stuff.
in those high income ETFs. I closed all the positions
Nice.
2 days ago. Yeah, because one thing is, as you said, you can be in those for a couple of months, but a lot of them are losing value. So people need to really do their research when they're buying those things. I learned that it's not as easy. People, oh, you get 20% interest rate. Well, yeah and no, because your original investment is evaporating.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to have those for now in this time of my life. But you can look into beat up opportunities or things that are actually still having a runway based on macroeconomics or based on the chart. Like I
Hmm.
purchased MP this Monday, and you can check the stock. It's precious materials, and it was already high up, but high buy high, sell higher.
Yeah,
I
right.
entered at
Sometimes
65
that's the market.
breakout. Yeah, and it's 78 now. So there's always money to be made. Like you just have to be creative and think. And, you know, that's pretty much what you do as a trader. There are a lot of industries that are beat up. I bought Palo Alto Networks, PANW, yesterday at 168. Had a really ugly sell-off. I think that company is very solid company. It's good to for me for long term. I don't trade it. It's not that volatile. But that's allocation I made MP this week, and you're gonna go as the time progresses. I will have this cash. So the moment I see an opportunity, I'm like, oh yeah, I have actually money to buy this. So it's not that bad.
Absolutely.
People just are not impatient. They cannot they get impatient and then they can't think clearly and strategically, and that's when things happen.
Yeah, we saw
Mistakes.
Apple really ripping this week as well, kind of trying to get its legs back with the market a little bit while the market's been a little quieter.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Firms like Apple dodged the worst of the new tariffs through domestic manufacturing promises, while exemptions were carved out for Brazilian orange juice and Chilean copper. The American Chamber of Commerce in Brazil reported that 43% of Brazilian exports to the U.S. already fall under an exemption agreement. So maybe it won't be so bad after all. But yeah, Apple
Mm-hmm.
absolutely killing it, not getting affected by tariffs as much. I mean, gotta love
Is it
that.
up
So
pre-market?
it is up this morning. It's above previous day high at the moment. So
Okay, that's nice.
all the Apple investors should be happy this morning.
I actually
Um,
don't own Apple, and I saw a huge supply between 215 and 218.
mhm.
So above it is actually a really nice breakout place to go long. 220 is 218 to 20 would be my entry there too. I don't have Apple, but I'm thinking maybe I should get some because it was also in this channel for so long. I think that it was stuck since April. It didn't really do much.
Yeah, Leah, if you want to throw up your screen too, and
Oh,
show
yeah,
your charts,
sure.
feel free. we can get those
Share
on
the
there.
screen.
But just to
Okay.
recap, SPY and the Nasdaq and Dow Jones from yesterday. SPY did close down. Nasdaq closed slightly up. The Dow closed down as well. TTD reported strong Q2 results, beating revenue estimates and issuing upbeat guidance, but the stock crashed nearly 30% after hours. So a rough one there on TTD. I don't know if you're trading TTD at all,
No,
Leah,
no,
but
I
that
never
was a
owned
rough
it. I
move.
never traded it. I don't trade earnings.
Yeah,
I stay away from that.
agreed.
Yeah. Um, I mean, sometimes I stay in stocks that I, of course, I'm investing, or if it's a longer term trade, I stay in. But yeah, I wasn't
Yeah,
in TTD.
they said Laura Shanken will step down with board member Alex Kyle taken over in late August. Kyle brings fintech and venture experience, but the market didn't seem impressed, at least not initially. Despite the dramatic drop, Stocktwits users went extremely bullish on the dip, viewing it as a potential buying opportunity. Meanwhile, XYZ jumped 12% post market after raising guidance and beating on profit. So that one doing
Hmm.
good. Nice to see that. I was talking. We were talking backstage before. I didn't even look at many of the earnings. I know Rocket Lab reported as well. It looks like they're up. I was anticipating they would do good because I already love Rocket Lab as a company. But on top of it, the dip we were on the technical charts was just so clean,
Oh,
and
this
I
is
just
a
didn't
fun
see this falling
formation
off.
here.
Yeah,
Look.
it looks very clean. Something
Oh,
I'm
this is
interested
very
in.
cute. I like this to
Right?
trade this stuff. I love to trade when I see a strong move up like this here that we had for days and weeks, and
Mm-hmm.
then retest to 10, 20 moving average. I mean, this is a strategy old for like decades from Linda Rushka. It's called Holy Grail, and you need to make sure you have ADX, which is my momentum indicator, about 25, and a breakout, which we are having. So this could be a really fun trade to take right here, entry. That's what I would do personally. That's how I trade. And then targeting 54 and the stop 42.
Yep.
I think that's a
Agreed.
really, really nice trade. Yeah.
It's very clean looking and constructive. So
Yeah.
definitely wanted to throw that
It
on
has
the
all the
radar.
things I like to see when I want to take a swing trade. So that's pretty much okay. Let me just do this for a bit. Nice. Oh, good. Okay, Rocket Lab. Yeah, I saw Duolingo also did really well. I don't own
Duolingo,
that stock,
it came back
but
down, I think a little bit, but it did do well. It was up like 22% after hours initially when the
and it came
earnings
down.
reported. It did come back in a bit. Yeah, I mean, we basically sold off the rest of the day. It still held the gap. It was still closed up about like 16% almost.
Okay,
But
that's
came all the way
nice.
back down to 400. We hit 470, so it dropped pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, some interesting stuff there.
This is my problem when a lot of people trade options for earnings that even though I don't know you can close options after hours, right? You can't. I think 15 minutes or so on some
Only SPY
brokers.
and QQQ, I believe, is the last 15 minutes. All other stocks are
Well,
you got to have it done.
they took my 3,000 PLTR shares at 35 and I had sold covered calls and PLTR wasn't moving at all.
Hmm.
And it closed like I think 29 on Friday, and then 15 minutes after, right after the close, they had the announcement, and they took my shares away. So then I learned that I think after up to 15 minutes, you can actually exercise options.
Interesting. They
Hmm.
robbed you of your shares, though.
Yeah. And then I told myself, that was last fall. I said, let me rebuy those at some point. That point never came, and now I'm like, okay,
They're
almost
gone.
$600,000. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like
that's
my
rough.
biggest pain when I'm looking at PLTR. And that's why I would close because I was up on those puts like 95%. Oh, sorry, on the covered calls. And I
Hmm.
was like, let me not close them. I mean, it's half an hour to the close. The stock is 29 or 28, and these are 35. And they exercised the shares after hours. So that was like, wow, I was completely shocked. I
Yeah,
didn't know it actually works.
I didn't know they
Hmm.
could do that. That's crazy. Interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so Duolingo, it hit a peak of 30%. Beat and raise triggers 1,400% surge in retail chatter, but Got that nasty drop off. I forgot what the specific news was on it. I was trying to find it, but
They had
I couldn't bring it up.
Duolingo and they had
Yeah, there
interesting
was some news that came
subscriptions.
out after. In
They had
it
like
was
1400% surge in retail chatter, I think,
yeah.
and beats. Yeah. My
App
mom uses
11.
it.
Yeah, does she? I use it.
Yeah.
Gav uses it too. He just
Yeah.
hit his 600-day streak like yesterday. So,
Oh, for Spanish or what?
yeah, for Spanish. Yeah, because he's out in
Oh,
Puerto Rico. So,
sorry. Oh,
so
nice.
funny. Yeah,
Sorry,
good
sorry. I have
stuff.
to plug my phone.
Oh, no
I'm
worries.
on
You're good.
Wi-Fi.
We had App 11 up 13%, strong quarter two earnings plus e-commerce momentum. Firefly Aerospace, ticker FFLY, is up 56%. That recent IPO, I guess, soars to $6.3 billion valuation. So big moves there. We got GM. They will use CATL batteries for next gen Bolt EVs despite 80% tariff. Dang, 80% tariff on it is rough though. We had Ralph Lauren down 8%. CFO cites tariff risk. Colts H2 guidance. Warner Bros. Discovery WBD. $1 billion in intercompany profits, setting stage for 2026 corporate split. So something to watch there on WBD. We had ticker Crocs. Cautious CFO comments on wholesale growth. I haven't looked at that ticker in a while, but I remember for a hot minute, Crocs was just a stock that only went up. It doesn't seem like that's the case anymore. But
Hmm.
it's been in some higher time frame consolidation. Interesting. We had Apollo as well. Boosted Vision Fund 2 loan to $5.4 billion there. So bunch of names, some big pops and drops in the market recently. Um, we got the Stocktoberfest coming up 2025, which is pretty cool. October 20th to the 22nd at Hotel del Coronado. So if you guys are around in the area for that, make sure you guys are tuning into that for sure. I didn't even realize that was happening, but big shout out to that. Let's go. I wanna,
Oktoberfest?
yeah, I wanna try and make it down there. That would be
That's
sick.
fun.
I'll, I know I'm gonna be in Puerto Rico around that time, so maybe I try and
Nice.
fly over and make that work. But economic data on deck for Tuesday. We have oil rig count at 1 p.m. We have total U.S. rig count also at 1 p.m. Eastern. There, pre-market earnings going on. Our CGC Canopy Growth. We got Fubo TV, Under Armour, Tempest AI, ticker Wolf WULF. We got Wendy's reporting and AMC networks as well. So interesting morning as the earnings kicking off. I don't know what type of day we're gonna have in these markets, but I am leaning to the downside until the market wants to tell me I'm wrong, and we'll see how the Friday wants to wrap up. It's already been a great week for me, so I'm probably not gonna press the button too hard. But I would love to get another nice little trade in to end the week. So we'll see what the market has to offer. But Leah, I don't know if you're looking at any names specifically
Yes.
going into the
Yes.
day that you might want to throw on people's radar.
I can share with you. Yes.
Yeah, let's see them.
I mean, screen. 1 second. I have my beautifully structured and organized watch list. So I am looking at Google, right? This formation. Uh-huh. We'll see if it breaks out finally. Maybe not. Maybe it's going to sit in this
It's looking
triangle
clean.
forever. Hmm. Then I have Tesla that I actually opened yesterday. We'll see how it goes. And I have ETU, ETHU, which is very volatile, very hectic to ETF of Ethereum. So yeah, so we opened yesterday, had a nice breakout, and now we are right at this resistance here, which I'm hoping to break out. 133, we're a little bit of supply. We can, of course, with the right momentum, get over. And then I'm aiming for higher prices on ETU, that one. And yeah, now the Rocket Lab, I really enjoyed that one. Let me add
Let's
it to my
go. I put
list.
a good name on Leah's radar. Let's
Yes,
go.
I loved it. Yes, absolutely. Let me add it to my watch list here.
They did
I'm
just have
missing,
earnings, so
doesn't
like
do
that's the
anything.
only thing that might be scary. But to be honest, it's getting
It
nice
just had
momentum. So
earnings, or
it
it's
did
gonna
just
have.
have earnings. That's why it's getting
Yeah,
that pop.
yeah, but that's good.
But it's looking
It's
good,
after.
honestly.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's after
After
now.
earnings,
So
I don't mind.
yeah.
Before earnings, I do mind.
Yeah, exactly.
I played UNH for earnings. That's like my first, I think, first or second earnings play this year, and it did not end up well. So UNH,
Oh, UNH. I
such a
want to talk
dog.
about that. I want to talk about that. Have I don't know if you're taking any opportunity on UNH at all. I
I
have
bought
not clicked
some.
anything yet,
I bought
but
some.
I'm watching. I'm watching closely because we did take out that big low from what was it, May 15th
Mm-hmm.
there. If we
Yeah.
want to reclaim that, I'm interested. If we want to reclaim that and like give me some structure to the upside, I'm interested. But you know, always potential for it to keep dropping if it wants to. So if it does, I'm looking at some weekly levels towards the downside, maybe like 215, and if we want to go lower than that, like I would love to see under 200, that the 180s real quick, and then come
Mm-hmm.
up from there. But I think, I mean, it has a chance from this area if we want to reclaim this previous low that we just took out. In my mind, I think a lot of people had their stops sitting below that low, and market runs all those stops right there we've seen, right? So I'm curious to see if those stops are kind of generating some liquidity to be able to get a bounce
Yeah.
from the low now, or if not, maybe we continue to go lower and hit some bigger levels. But I'm curious on any thoughts you might have on UNH.
Yeah, we had this huge level here that we broke, and now we're sitting on a demand zone. So yeah, it could bounce here, but honestly, at this point, I think it's gonna be a slow ride unless there's news. It's gonna be a slow ride. So for me, this one is more. I'm not counting to make money off of this in next year or two. I'm just gonna. I bought a little bit of the shares. Sadly, I was in
We haven't even
at
made a base yet, you know?
286, I think it was my first entry, and then I was adding here. So my average is like 270. I'm still down a little bit, but honestly, I
Yeah,
don't care because it's a very small position for me for now. And
270
I
is not
will
bad.
mm-mm, imagine the people that are stuck who knows where. So yeah, I think if we get really a strong bounce, we definitely getting into the 300s, and then of course the gap fill to 380 would be like kind of my targets, but it's gonna take a while. I honestly, what freaks me out is when people just buy the dip of a stage four, and then they invest so much money into that one particular name, and then it takes years to recover, and they are just sitting on that money for so long. So look,
Agreed.
to each their own. I'm not gonna be trying to convince people to be careful. I do it all day long, all the time. So
Yeah, you just gotta, you gotta know what you're buying. And for me, it's as simple as just like wait for those price triggers, because price is
yeah,
gonna tell you when it wants to
yeah,
truly get going. And I think that for me, I mean, that's just something that helped a lot. You don't need to catch bottom, especially investing. Like you really don't have to catch bottom. I get when people are like day trading and they're like really trying to catch bottom, even though you don't need to even do that then, even on the short term trading. But like I get
hmm
it. Long term investing, I do not understand it. Even like if you're swing trading, like you absolutely do not even need to get near the bottom. It's just like get good prices for what you're buying. You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be the tippy bottom when you're investing. And
you
I see
never
so
know
many
when
people
the
trying to
bottom is
catch the
gonna
bottom.
come. You never
Exactly. It's
know.
well, and most of the time you take so many shots that you end up losing more money trying to catch the bottom than than even
Yeah,
just waiting. It's just like, okay, I might have, I would have done better just waiting for some sort of confirmation. Michael
yeah.
Mouse will talk about this all the time as well, which who we don't have this morning, unfortunately. But Michael Mouse will talk about just a simple like 200 SMA. Throw on your chart. If we're not trading above that yet, and we're still in a massive downtrend, just leave it alone.
For
So simple
investing,
things
you
like
can
that.
buy. It's fine. I mean, the best money you make when you buy really super beat up companies, but you have to have big portfolio for this.
Yeah,
And you have to structure the portfolio. You say, you know what, I have $1 million. I'm not gonna put more than 50 up to 100,000 to a stock. And I will have 10 to 20 stocks max. And then you are allocating this particular amount of money to this stock, and you will be buying in thirds, let's say, because then if you have 900,000 working and you have 100,000 stuck in a stock that's not moving as much, you're fine, you're still making money. The worst part is people sometimes allocate 90% of their portfolio into one stock, and then it's awful because then they're waiting, they're stuck in the bag. And like honestly, if I would be invested in UNH, I have it here on my chart, my friends, I want to share with you. So just a simple trend observation. If I would be in this stock, I would be getting out. I mean, there would be time to short, which also means you can get out around December 24 already. Already then, the trend was broken, right? The 100
Hmm.
got about all, like you see how the moving averages, this is a spaghetti chart now, but I look at them together when I try to see trends. So here, 10, 20, and 50 got below the 100. And you also broke this trend line. So that's the first time you're getting out because you realize that the public distribution phase is over and you're starting a sell-off. So you get in short, or you just sell the shares and you're waiting. And then you see how it tried to make it back and it didn't. And then you had the death cross, which sometimes is also a bottoming pattern. So you never know. But I would be definitely waiting to see the stock back about this level if I would be getting out here. You know what I mean? You're not missing out on so much. And look, that would be a beautiful short, for example. So you can tell you would be saying short for now because look what it did here, Like you would probably get stopped out at their short if you would
Hmm.
stay in, but there's so many ways to play. People need to understand they're in the stage 4 instead of in stage 2 where they're buying the dip. And that's what many traders fail to recognize. Like stage 2 is great. Like you can be buying the dips because you are going higher and the market is forgiving if you make a mistake too. But this is a beautiful place to buy the dip. The moment you touch 10 or 20, you're buying the dip, but not in stock like UNH.
Yeah,
But
it's tough.
there,
I'm
yeah.
curious. When you do feel it's right, do you partake in any of the leverage ETFs? Because there's a leverage UNH. I think I'm gonna be trading that
No,
if I do trade it at all. To be honest, I want to get that leverage.
I don't really trade that much of those. I like the 3x ones. Like I like to hedge with like SQQQ.
Yeah,
You know,
those are
I
great.
like I like those. I like this SOXL, for example. This one I trade a lot. If I want to go short SOXS, I do trade them a lot, but on the individual stocks, not that much. On the indices, TNA, TZA, I trade a lot too, right? For the small caps, that's the long one, and TZA is the short one. Yeah, people trade them. Why not? You can trade them. I mean, I'm trading clear Etu, that's 2x ETF.
That's a
But as
good
I
one.
said, yeah,
That one's
but
been
on the
great.
individual stocks, I don't really trade. I should get into it, but I don't really. I don't know why I didn't try them yet. NVDL. I think I'm just so robotic and used to the regular stocks. I'm just buying those. Oh, look, this one is about to break out
I
here.
tend to use them more if I'm
Another
like,
one we found. Look, I'm
yeah,
excited because these are like my kind of trading.
oh yeah.
Ooh,
No,
I
I
love
tend
this.
to I tend to trade them a lot more when like IV on options is just way too high and it's not really worth the squeeze. And there's still opportunity for a potential move there. I'll generally switch over to like the leverage shares if I'm trying to trade that individual ticker. But
Yeah.
yeah, they're fun. They're fun here and there for sure.
No, I
Just
trade
depends on
them
what
as
you're
I
doing.
said, like if I want to train this is, because like IWM, for example, like if I want to make some decent profit and I'm aiming for 2000, so let's say I want to make $2,000, $2 move on the index. I have to buy 1,000 shares of IWM, which is fine.
Hmm.
It's $250,000 or so. But I just think it's like for many people, first of all, it's too much. And then it's like, okay, or with SPY. Imagine you're trading just a SPY.
Exactly.
If
Yeah.
I want to make a meaningful trade and I make at least a couple of grand on this day trade, I need to buy 1,000 shares of SPY. It's like 600 grand,
Yeah.
650,
It's a lot of capital.
It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, it's just almost like, okay, I'm sitting here to make $2 move on this kind of money. That's
Yep.
crazy. So, yeah. Anyways. Oh, wow. Look. Woohoo. I didn't take this
Market is
trade.
open. We're getting a little bit of a pop here to this overnight high so far. So
Yeah.
things are getting popping. Yeah, Rocket Lab, look at that. Nice
Yeah.
gap
You
up.
can share now because
Some good
I have
stuff.
to look so I don't miss some of my trades too. Google going.
What
Finally.
is Google doing?
But it's low volume though. I don't like that.
Yeah, we'll see how the volume
Tesla.
is today.
Woohoo. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to open more trades because I have Etu, I have Tesla, and I have Tzoop. I call it the tea soup,
The tea
tea and a
soup.
soup,
I love it.
or two soups. Tea
Two
soup,
soups.
TZUP. That's the one I have. It's the social media company that uh, Donald Trump Jr. invested in.
Mm-hmm.
I think he bought like 350,000 shares for 3.5 million, average
Oh
price of
wow.
10. Yeah, now it's $15. I mean, I would not hold this thing for long term, guys. This is like they're an
No.
unprofitable, horrible company. For now, that's like price is like a fair price of this is $6. So I would not hold this for long term. But as a trade, why not? You know.
Agreed.
And
Yeah,
then
definitely
I'm
not
in
something for
SBET,
long
which is
term.
also super risky. SBET, that's the one, SBET, it's treasuries for Ethereum. They turned into that. Well, not even long ago, like a month ago, I think they purchased a lot of Ethereum. And then I have the BMNR
Oh, you got in on that, huh?
at 30.
Very nice.
I got
That
in
thing
at
is
30.
that thing has been crazy.
Yes. And then I'm in Oscar because we have demand on our scanner and bull accumulation. And yeah, so that's it.
I love it. Yeah,
Yeah,
Oscar has been
I'm
getting a
checking
nice
my
pop.
scanner.
We'll see if it wants to get moving out of this higher time frame consolidation. That would be ideal. But yeah, let's see what this market wants to do, folks. We're getting a nice pop so far. Looks like we're seeing some rejection on it though. Not quite hitting the overnight highs. I usually look for those overnight levels to get hit, but we already hit them on ES, have not hit them on NQ, which means we have some
Wow,
divergence at those
Tesla.
highs, so might not need to hit them. Yeah, Tesla loves its Fridays, so I wouldn't
Oh, it
try and
does.
step in front of that freight train too quick yet. It
Still
loves its
volume is
Fridays.
slow, but hopefully it will adjust.
Yeah, we'll see. I know the volume's been pretty
Where's
low. You
coin
can see it
doing?
on the MOC imbalances at the end of the day. That I think we had only one this week that was over a billion on the imbalance at the end of the day, and that just shows that volume's been extremely low.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, out the gate here, it's obviously early. It's the beginning of the morning, but out the gate we have 2.2 mil on SPY. So we'll see. I'd like to see 10 million in the first
Do you see also
five
low volume?
minutes.
Because I'm seeing low volume too on some of those names. Like Tesla has
Yeah,
low volume too.
Tesla.
Can you
It's
check?
yeah, it could have a lot more for sure, but we'll see. I like to see like the first 15 minutes or so,
What
and
are you using for volume?
I'm just looking at trading view volume.
Trading, yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Looking at trading view, and I have also the relative volume. It's showing now. Tesla is still red,
I just love
only
Tesla on the higher
5%.
time frame. It's so hard to trade when it's stuck in consolidation on the intraday, but when
Mm-hmm.
it is trending, that's I
Mm-hmm.
mean that's when I would try and day trade is when it's just clearly just ripping or tanking throughout the day. But it's more of just a higher time play
Mm-hmm.
for me now. I'm not really focused on it on the short term as much anymore, and I'm just sitting back with my shares and just watching the consolidation happen. I think it looks great, Leah. I know you were saying you like the consolidation we've been in, where it's just this tight triangle getting tighter and tighter. It's gonna break at some point, But
Yeah.
I hope it's to the upside, and it looks like it would be to the upside. But we could always get surprised, of course. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just playing the waiting game there. I don't know what
it's
else to do
50
but play the
50,
waiting
huh?
game. Yeah,
50-50 probability of a symmetrical triangle to break out up or down. So we'll see. But yeah, I got in at 322, so I'm up a little bit. But again, for me as a swing trader, it's nothing because my stop is on this trade at 300. So
yeah,
it's $22 stop loss for 299. So $23 stop loss. So I need to make at least for this trade for me to make sense, it would have to go at least to 380. That one would be a good trade. Top of the triangle. That's kind of like how I trade, and it can take weeks. Maybe I get stopped out, but I'm giving it a lot of space to wiggle. A lot of wiggle room.
oh yeah, you have to
Yeah,
when you're swing trading for sure.
yeah,
I'm
for
curious.
sure.
Do you have any thoughts on Nvidia? I know they got earnings coming up in a few weeks. They're going to be the last Mag 7 to report. Do you
Yeah,
have
I think.
any do you have any thoughts? I feel like personally it's not as big of a deal for the market, but I mean, everybody's still going to watch it, of course, but I just feel like it doesn't matter as much for the market. But I'm curious on your take on the Nvidia earnings, and I don't know what you think might happen going into the new core.
I'm reading all the analyst reports and studies on that in the last couple of weeks. We could go higher.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
I mean, it's
surprised.
hard
Yeah,
to bet
but
against it. It has pretty much
yeah,
every time, right?
it does. But oftentimes I actually play for the move to not go anywhere and just stay where it is. you
Capitalize
know?
on the option
Yeah.
selling a bit, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I know our friend Paper Gains, he does pretty much
Yeah.
earnings season is not about buying options at all. It's all about selling options,
Selling. Yeah.
and you
Mhm.
really find, you stay away from the tickers that are trying to move directionally in a
Yeah.
big straight up or straight down, and you find those tickers that are just doing that IV crush and you bank on that because
Yeah.
that's what's happening majority of the time, right?
Yeah.
Majority of the time, you're gonna get that IV crush, and options are just gonna get killed. So might as well
Yeah.
play with the probabilities there, right?
So
Something I need to
I
get into more.
You
Honestly, I don't
should.
do
Yeah, we
that
talked
enough.
about this. It's really fun. I sold covered calls on AMD,
Okay,
200 strike. Let's
very
see,
nice,
AMD. And I got almost 500 bucks for a contract. I own this stock, so it was easy. I wouldn't sell naked calls into earnings. Maybe you can do spreads, like you sell a call and you buy a call higher, just in having a limited loss. But yeah, I bought it back. I sold it for like 500, and I bought it back for 144 and
nice,
145 the
very
day
nice,
after earnings. So yeah, and this was also a beautiful retest of a strong trend to 20 moving average. Look how we touched it, and we're going back higher. So again, these are kind of setups I like to trade. Super simple,
very simple. Yeah,
and I
20
want to
EMA.
10,
Are
20
are we
EMA or
holding it or
supply
not?
demand.
Yep.
Yeah, and I have stop right below. I'll get stop tell whatever next one. Oh wow, Etu is flying. Yeah, I bought some Ethereum also because I think we're gonna go. Uh, sorry, ETH USD. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
things are looking pretty good right now.
mm,
NQ's popping, ES is popping. Not quite taking out the highs with NQ. It looks like it's slightly weaker at the moment right now, but market's getting a nice
and
pop to
here.
start the AM. So I haven't done
Yeah,
anything yet. We'll see if the market wants to offer me any opportunities for the day. But
63,
I'm
62.
gonna take a
Okay, you're
chill.
at the resistance right now, and then
Mm-hmm.
next one is 63.70. If we get, let me just go out of monthly chart. This is ridiculous what I'm doing here. 63, 30, 63, 62 was my one, and 63.70 is another one. So if we get about those, then we're gonna probably pick up momentum upside.
Very nice.
Hmm,
Yep, I'm with it.
63.70. We even went higher yesterday. So yeah.
If ES, yeah, if ES wants to run through, what is this? This should be. It's got to run to 63.97.25 for me to be a
Hmm.
little more bullish today, but that can definitely happen, and we'll see how strong this market wants to get. But beautiful
Yeah.
looking morning so far, especially if you've been long going into the open. That 4 hour candle had a nice long bottom wick on it, flipped green now, taking out the overnight highs on NQ. We'll see if we
Hmm.
can hit those again on ES. We already did in pre-market, so in my mindset, we may not need to trade back there just because we've already mitigated that area. But of course, if the market's just relentless and super strong, we can definitely go back
The
there. So
market is really
we'll
strong.
see.
Yeah,
It's looking good right now.
it's looking good. Yeah, we have to change. People, oh, you said we go short. I said, yeah, I said we go short last week. We went short. I closed the shorts. I now got a couple of hedges because I am in extremely high beta volatile short term trades.
Mm-hmm.
BMNR,
Exactly.
it's super volatile. Etu, I mean, give me a break. I don't even know what the beta of this thing is. I'm in Tesla. I'm in Tuzup, another one. So hedging with some puts on QQQ Spy, for the matter, is not a bad idea for me, because if we dump suddenly, and I have the puts, they will pick up on speed. I will pick up on price, because when VIX is so low, as we spoke about, The option price will go higher much faster when the wix increases, right? Even though we don't have to move that much on SPY or or QQQ, but because the wix increases, the option price will be higher. So I will be making money on the downside until I can close the long trades, right? So I'm not caught completely off guard if something happens with insanely high beta right now in
Yep.
my trading portfolio. Because I'm in biotech, I'm in Oscar, I mean, these are stonks, all of them.
These are stonks. Yes, they are
It's
stonks.
not like I'm in Microsoft
People ask, what are
or
stonks?
something.
Just let me just send you a
No,
list right here. And that's what it is. Bang. That's
that's
so
what Leah is
funny.
trading this week.
Yeah.
Stonks.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
I had a
Hey,
huge,
you
huge
find
one on.
opportunity when it's there, right? And you capitalize
Yeah,
and you get your slice of the pie and you get out, right?
yeah. I
That's the
got
name of the
this
game.
one. Look at this trade I did. 34 entry, hit
Insane.
exactly my target because it was the top of the double bottom we had. So I'm up on this trade and I took half and now I'm still waiting for over 40%. It was a
Very
fun trade
nice.
we did in our Discord. And it is my next target here. Maybe I'm like too you know, it has earnings next week, so I have to be careful there. I will probably get out
And
before,
you
but
let runners run and see what
yeah,
happens, right?
yeah, see what happens.
You
Yeah.
never know. That might turn into a track star right there.
Yeah,
You
I
never know.
trailed my stop. We're having a nice retest now of this crazy move here. Yeah, so that's my trading. What else? Jobby
Good
had
stuff.
earnings. This one we got in here. This was a second entry for a trade. Now we broke that one, but I still, I mean, since this level, so I'm waiting. Maybe we're on the 20. If it doesn't hold, we go to the 50 most likely. I will be probably adding shares around 13. That's where I have my demand zone around 13. So it's a great company. We had a really huge run on this one. Yeah, that's there's so much fun stuff to trade. Our nuclear stuff is going down a little bit, which is needed. Was up too much last in this year. What else? Oh yeah. Oh here, SOLT. So you were asking. This is also two times Solana ETF,
Oh, yeah.
but they're
Love
like
it.
E2 and Solana. You cannot stay in them too long
Yeah,
because
you gotta
ooh, you gotta get out.
don't
It's
marry the
literally
stock.
no, this is
Just
horrible thing to marry.
yeah.
It's like abusive relationship that will cost you a lot of money. No,
Yeah.
no, you have to get out very fast. And coin is the biggest disappointment for me. I am so
Okay,
upset.
coin. We can talk about coin for a second because
WTF?
okay, we did retest. I'm like about to be so bearish on coin, but we retested the
300.
well, that, and I had a halfback fib of the weekly range we're in from the all-time high to like the most recent bigger time frame low that we made, and
Mm.
we tapped right into that, held it almost perfectly yesterday. And so, you know, if we're holding that, I can't really be mad, and I can't really be pissed off about us taking the dip. But if we're trading aggressively under that, I I'm a lot more bearish on coin, but it's holding the areas it needs to right now. So I mean, coin can do it, but I'll give you the level that I had. It
Mm-hmm.
was
So what fibs did you apply? What did you do?
I ran a fib from on a weekly chart. I ran it from the April low, so the tariff low,
Oh, okay.
to
I
the
see. I
all-time
see.
high that we just
Oh, I
made.
see.
And
Okay, right here. Yeah.
we hit that 293.61, which is that what I
Mm-hmm.
have as the halfback, and we're holding that. It's like it very well can hold here. I was about to get very, very bearish on coin, and she's doing what she needs to hold it up.
Oh
So we'll
yeah.
see what she wants to
Wow.
do here. But
Well, I clearly, you see my formation here. I got
mhm,
in at 260 something right here, and my target on the cup and handle was 395. And one day I woke up, it went to 444, and I
mhm.
did not sell because I didn't want to pay tax.
I didn't want to make tax. That's so real.
I
Such a
will
real
be like,
thing.
no, I don't want to
Hence
pay.
why I
It's like
waited
too
so
many
long to
games this
sell
year.
all my long-term investments before switching over to SPY. I sold all my individuals. I waited until the new year because come on now. We got to take advantage of
Awful.
that.
Yeah. So, and then I'm like, what? So, yeah, now I'm just like hoping that it's gonna go back up.
I say, hey, if that halfback's holding, we're in a good spot, but Don't want to
But
see.
I
I
mean,
don't want to see below that 260. If it's below 260, it's no
no,
bueno
it's
for me. It's
awful.
not good.
But like I got in June, so it's like I still have so much time to go. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
expect it to like in less than a month to go up like this. The
I
problem
know.
with the
It's
crypto
crazy.
stocks is that we had the cycles, right? So anything you owned related to crypto would dump, and it would be dumped for like a couple of years.
Exactly.
But now I'm just questioning everything. I'm questioning if Earth is flat or not. I'm kidding. I'm questioning like what's gonna be this time because right, we have government involved. We are having treasuries thinking to like buy Bitcoin, and we have not only Bitcoin, all these crypto coins.
Yeah.
We have companies buying it. We have the ETFs on everything. We have institutions in. I don't think
Everybody's
that the
buying it.
cycle will look like it used to. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
how?
probably. I imagine it starts to
Oh,
look a little different for sure.
I'm printing on it too. Okay, let me see. I
Let's
have to do
go.
update because we're getting into my demand zone. I hope I have this indicator I built that shows me demand zones and supply zones and
Oh,
all of
very
that stuff.
nice. Makes it
And we
easier so
spent a
you don't
year
have to
building
draw
a
them.
scanner that shows me what institutions are buying. So I'm really excited about that.
Good stuff, Leah. Well, that was a
Yeah.
great morning, great rundown. It was fun doing the show with you. I know we didn't have Michael Mouse this morning. I know there's probably some people in the chat going, "Where's my Michael Mouse?" He was out this week, but don't worry, you'll get him back next week. Okay.
Yeah.
But it was a great show with you, Leah. I love deep diving into your trading a
Yeah.
little bit more.
It's really fun.
Yeah, and seeing what you're trading. And I know we did that trader spotlight as well on the spaces this past week, which was also phenomenal. For anybody that might want to check that out, we did an interview with Leah, just deep diving into her trading even more on the X spaces from Wednesday. So
Yeah.
yeah, some really fun stuff there. I appreciate you. Appreciate the audience
Yes.
as well coming on, and make sure you guys are subscribing to the YouTube, liking the stream. We're gonna wrap it up for the morning, but I hope everybody has
Great.
a safe day trading. We're pumping right now, so
They
I'm letting
are.
this market do its thing. I don't have any opportunities at the moment, but we'll see what this market wants to do, and hopefully everybody ends the week pretty strong here. I know I'm looking to, but I don't know if I'll get any opportunities. So I've already had a great week. No need to press the button too hard if I don't see something I want. I don't want to go all DJing on a Friday. So play it safe, everybody.
Exactly.
We'll see you.
Thank you
We'll
so
see
much,
you next week.
Jordan. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Have a
Happy
good one,
weekend.
Leah. Bye.
Bye. Bye.